to Championship Manager Years, and this is episode 2. We're in season 1, still with Wolves. Obviously we had the episode yesterday, just sort of introducing the series, what we're going to be doing. This is the Sunday night after the Saturday night recording that first episode, so if there had been some comments, I won't have seen them in time for this one, unfortunately, but there's still plenty of time to implement anything that comes up in those. Anything transfer related, anything like that. The transfer window is open pretty much all season from what I recall. I don't think there was a window. I think it was just a transfer as far as you like, keep it going. So yeah, so we've had a bit, we played on a little bit. We're in sort of early September now. We started off obviously at the start of the season. We've done some transfers. Today is the England game, so we're going to play the first England game, which I think is Germany in a friendly. Very topical at the moment because obviously Germany are very much struggling under Jogi Löw. Back in this sort of time, England eventually would play Germany in the semi-finals, and about a year's time, just shy of a year after this, semi-finals Euro 96, unfortunately going out on penalties with Gareth Southgate obviously missing the deciding one and going on to feature in many Pizza Hut adverts, and obviously now managing England and doing quite well. Got a bit of news to go through, so first of all we'll have a look at the transfers we have done. So the team's looking very different. As you can see straight away, a lot of injuries. So Kalak, the reserve goalkeeper, is out for a couple of months now. He's still out for a few months. He was from the start. He's out for 3 months, our first choice left back. We've got the Wolves out for, he's back soon, he's back in a week. And 4 months for Dean Richards as well. So some big defensive injuries there, and we are looking a little bit light in that regard. Centre back, we've got Mark Venus still, we've got Eric Young. After that we are struggling at centre half, so a centre back is very much in our agenda, so we will look at maybe trying to bring one in soon. The couple I'll do who I've got on my shortlist I want to bring in, they're not available at the moment. We do have a bit of money still, so but we might have to look at some different options if we can't get the ones we want. So without further ado, we'll look at the transfers. Where do we go for that again? Transfers, ins, outs. So starting at the bottom, Dean Clark, we did sign him from Hereford. He's had a couple of games off the bench. He's still very young. He's not a first choice. He's really there as a squad player, but he's come off the bench a few times. We've had a few tactical changes and still not quite set. I do want to play the same tactic I'm playing with my England team for this Germany game. We'll see how that goes, but it needs more centre backs than we actually have at the moment, so that's probably not going to happen or work until we've got a few back and a few more in. Let's see, we've got Danny Murphy. We knew, we put the bid in at the start. He's in, doing averagely. We didn't really start playing with attacking midfielder. We moved away from it, so he's not done too well. But we'll see, that might well evolve back into it. Steve Buechele comes in, another attacking midfielder. Hasn't played yet. He's still very good, still very young. He comes in from York, so he might start to feature. But again, we stopped playing attacking midfielders. But he probably can play in centre mid if we need to. We did start with the 2 defensive midfielders, so they were very much errors getting those attacking midfielders in. We've got Peter Smith. He's playing right back. He's playing very well. 26 years old now, but he's got good pace. A lot of good attributes here. Good determination. Good stamina. His tackling, marking's not amazing, but his tackling's very good. So for a right back, he's very good. Good dribbling. So he could play in the midfield if we need him to, but at the moment he's very much our first choice for right back. We did end up plumping for Sean McCarthy from Oldham. He's got 4 in 7. I don't think that's for us. He's got 2 in 2 for us. He's got 2 in 5 for Oldham, who were higher than us in the league at the time we signed him, but obviously a higher club. We signed him for 700k. One of our second biggest transfer. These are obviously done in descending order in terms of value at cost. So he's our second one. We did eventually go for Victor Leonenko, and as expected, he was just absolutely amazing. 4 in 3 for him, and long may that continue. 9.66 average rating, not too shabby. So yeah, with the tactics we were playing, we weren't really getting goals. We weren't really scoring with that 4. We played the 4-1-2-1-2 first of all. Wasn't really working. We weren't scoring. Steve Ball, Don Goodman not doing very well. We had a bit of a change. We eventually got Leonenko and Sean McCarthy in. We've had a bit of another change and a bit of evolving, but we are looking potentially at doing the tactic like I mentioned that we're going to do for the England game. But this is what we are rocking at the moment. So we switched. What did we do? We kept the defensive midfielders in, and we put 2 very attacking wingers in, who again they're not doing amazingly. They're not chipping in with goals or assists, and their average rating is terrible. So it's probably something we're going to look at a bit more, trying to change. Steve Ball's in at the moment. He's got 1 goal in 8, so he's not doing amazing. Who else was it? Don Goodman's got like 1 goal in 5, not doing amazing. McCarthy and Leonenko are kind of doing bits at the moment, so if we can get him. We've had a couple of international breaks. Leonenko missed a couple of games. McCarthy's now missing a couple of games as well. So yeah, we looked at the transfers. Fixture wise, what's happened in the games. So we played Reading. We can look at them. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to. We lost 3-1. We were absolutely dominating this game. This was playing the 4-1-2-1-2. We just look at it. It's just the highest ranking we got was our right back with a 7. Everyone else was 4s, 5s, 6s. I don't like 6s. 7 is where I'm minimum aiming for a good performance. Anything less than that and it's just a shocker. But we went 1-0 up in that game, but it was an own goal, so we didn't even score our goal. We then played Barnsley. We drew 2-2. This was a shocker as well. If we look at match incidents, 89th minute, we were 1-0 up. They equalised through Danny Wilson, who'd gone to manage them eventually. Dean Richards got the goal in the end. Had to put us 2-1 up on the hour, but then right at the death, they got their equaliser, and it was a bit of a gutting. I thought it was going to be our first win of the season. So far, all teams that have played in the Premier League after this point. We then played Huddersfield. Very boring 0-0 draw. Nothing really happened this game. We certainly didn't deserve to win. I think we had a bit of a change in shape there, but yeah, not really too good. We then played Oldham, who were top of the table at this point. Like I said, we signed Sean McCarthy from them. They were top. He didn't do anything against us. He had probably his worst game of the season against us. Their goalkeeper actually coming out man of the match in this one. And I think this is the point where we switched to the wingers. And the shape we're playing now, I think it is. So again, not amazing, but we snatched a 1-1 draw. I say snatched, we took the lead through Don Goodman, and a minute later they equalised. I think he's Icelandic. Yeah, he is. He did play for Stoke. I thought he did. I didn't know Nottingham Forest so much, but I thought he was still at Stoke in this game. But maybe it's in the. I think he might go back to them because they're owned by Icelandic chairman and owners at this stage. Stoke, before the Britannia Stadium as well, I believe, or it might have just been coming in around this sort of time. We then played Watford. I think this was our first win of the season. It was. Victor Linenko, he signed, scored in his debut, 1-0. Not amazingly convincing, but much better performance. I think just having strikers up front who were much better. But this is the game we started getting injuries. So Masters went off. I think we brought someone on, and then I think we brought DeWolf on for him, and then DeWolf got injured. So we had 2 in one game. I think it was this game. And yeah, but on his debut, Linenko, it was a penalty after 4 minutes and nothing else really happened, but we definitely deserved to win that game. And then Grimsby, we doubled it up 2 games in a row. Sean McCarthy making his debut in this game, and they both got the goals to steal this game. It was a very late, consolation goal for Grimsby. Very late on, 87 minutes. Clive Mendonca, Charlton fame eventually after this. So yeah, we got our 2 wins on the bounce. That sort of took us up the table a little bit. Got a few points on the board, was definitely what we were looking at. And then we played Birmingham. Again, 3 wins on the bounce now. Our goalkeeper getting man of the match in this game. Again, they were high flying. They were doing very well, Birmingham at the time. We got goals through Sean McCarthy and Steve Ball. Linenko was on international duty, like I mentioned previously. That is Trevor Francis. It's Kevin Francis. What is Trevor Francis? He's the manager, I think. But yeah, 29-72 either side of their goal. Dean Richards got injured in this game, so we started seeing a real decimation of our backline from this point on. We then did play Cosenza. I don't know why we're playing them when our group consists of English teams. I don't know. I still haven't worked it out. Very much a greyed out team. You do sort of see it in FM sometimes. You play a low ranking team or a league you haven't got active. You do see a lot of non-real grey players. This was the original for that. Just a full team, I think, pretty much of grey players. I don't recognise any of those names. In fact, if we go back and have a look at Cosenza, yeah, not one of them is a real player. So we got 3-1 winning this game. 2 for Linenko, not cup tied. He has played. Oh no, it was us. He's played. He didn't play for Europe for Dynamo Kiev. 2 for him and 1 for Peter Smith. We had Steve Ball playing alongside him. Didn't really do too much, but yeah, 37, 54, and 82. They got back to 2-1, but we sealed it out with a 3-1 win, and probably our best performance of the season. But it is against probably a team we should have been doing much better against in reality. So where does that leave us in the table? So we can go to NSD Division 1. Have we got anyone in the top goal scorers? Linenko's probably quite close. They're both quite close, but they obviously weren't all for us. Peter Garland for Charlton, we mentioned him in the first episode, is right up there. Oh, Lee Bowyer is still at Charlton. He's having a fantastic season. We'll whack him on the old shortlist. We can't whack him on the shortlist, we've got the maximum. We'll keep him in mind. We'll maybe chuck a bid in, actually. See if we can just get him that way. Top goal scorers, yes, we were looking at that. Yeah, doing okay. And if we go to the league table, we're actually in third. I hadn't looked at this. I didn't know where we were sitting, but I don't think we're there necessarily on merit. We obviously played well, everyone's got games in hand around us pretty much, apart from Grimsby. Most of the top of the table have. So Tranmere, Reading, both got games in hand. Charlton have got 2 in hand. Derby. So I mean, by the time these games are finished, we could be lingering around here, sort of 5th to 7th somewhere, I guess. Yeah, Port Vale got 2 in hand. Sheffield United, yes, we could be looking as far down as around sort of 8th, 9th even. So a real fall down the table could be imminent. So it's a bit of a false reading at the moment. We've won 3, drawn 3 and lost 1. So we haven't actually lost that many, which is surprising, but the goal difference, scored 9, conceded 8, is not amazing. Tranmere have only scored 5 and, but they've only conceded 1, which their defence is incredible. Reading with a similar goal difference to us. So we're not doing too badly, but what we'll do, we'll jump now into the England game. We'll see, I think it's Germany. We are away to Germany. Let's see, can we look at the opposition in this? Opposition squad. So no German registration rules here. They've got the full team out. Unfortunately, we do have to face them. Jurgen Klinsmann's there. We've got Karl-Heinz Riedler before we move to Liverpool. Heiko Herrlich, I think he played for Bolton in real life somewhere down the line in his career. Andres Moller would go on to score the winning penalty in Euro 96 against England. Matthias Sammer, Thomas Doll, Mario Basler. Just showing off now. Thomas Hassler, Christian Ziege, Stefan Effenberg. Is it Thomas Ritter? Yeah, it is. Oliver Kreuzer? Yeah. Christian Borns, Jurgen Kohler. Don't know this guy. Marco Kurtz. Don't think he plays for Newcastle. He's just signed from Dortmund. Don't know him. Reinhardt. He plays for Dortmund, I think. Can't remember his name. Knut Reinhardt. I've signed him on the next version of the game quite often at left back, I think. Thomas Struns. Martin Wagner? Yeah, Martin Wagner. Bodo Wilgner, Stefan Klossen. Oliver Kahn, of course. Fantastic goalkeeper. So we're going to have our work cut out for. So we'll have a look at the tactics we're going with. I meant to change that to direct, I believe. Captain, we're going to make Tony Adams, I think, our captain. We're looking at influence here, yes, 20 influence. So we've got, let's go from the front. So we've got Robbie Fowler and Alan Shearer. We had to make a big change to this squad. A lot of these players you're seeing now weren't actually in the squad. I've had to bring them through. So we've got Robbie Fowler, who's just doing absolute craziness at Liverpool. Alan Shearer is Alan Shearer. I mean, fantastic player at the time. Just fresh winning the league with Blackburn. Going for it again before his big money move to Newcastle, I think would happen later on this season. We've got Paul Ince in the middle, with Letitia in the middle as well, and Gaza in at front three, middle three. We're going for a 3-5-2 with this singlet system. Venables, I don't think was playing 3-5-2. I might be wrong. He may well have done, actually. I know Glenn Hoddle, who took over afterwards, he definitely adapted to a 3-5-2. He was playing it with Chelsea around this time. We've got Graham Lasso and Neville on the wing-back positions. And we've got Sol Campbell. We've got Des Walker. I don't want him. I want Adams in the middle. In fact, we'll do it by numbers. There's been a lot of stuff on Twitter recently about shirt numbers and stuff. I've got my opinions. We're going to play a 3-5-2, so they're a little bit off the boil at the moment, perhaps. But yeah, I'd have him as a centre midfielder, number 4, 5 and 6 at the back, 7 on the right, 11 on the left, 8 and 4 in the middle, like we said, and then 9 and 10 up front, 3 and 2. I was a bit of a weird one in my playing career because I played left back more often than not, and I used to wear number 2 a hell of a lot. Did eventually go to number 3 and sort of bowed to peer pressure in one of the teams I went to, and it became my number. But a lot of the time, I think at college, school, I was number 2, wore number 2. Was number 2, I wasn't amazing. We've got Tim Flowers on the bench with Gary Pallister, Gareth Southgate, Paul Merson and Ian Wright. If we look at the squad who's not sort of making it today, we've got Ian Walker, Rob Jones, Stuart Pearce, Darren Anderton. Trevor Stephen, I don't think was really in around the team at this point, getting on, but he's got very good stats, so we've kept him in. With Sir Les, and we've obviously got Wrighty on the bench. He's doing okay at Arsenal. We've got a few, I think, out injured. A few we might look at, obviously try and get some young players in, maybe like Lee Bowyer. He obviously didn't make his England debut. I don't think he did play for England that much. I don't really remember. But yeah, I mean, we're playing 3-5-2, but we have got a lot of attacking midfielders in who probably aren't going to feature. So we maybe look at switching some of those out for some different sort of players, more centre midfielders. So Darren Anderton can play there. Merson probably can. Could probably play him up front if he wanted to as well, to a degree, or just off. Trevor Stevens could as well. And we've got Matt Le Tissier, who's probably more of an attacking midfielder, but you've got to have Le Tissier in, haven't you? Bit of a real unfortunate thing in the England days. He didn't get as many caps as perhaps his talent deserved. We're starting off well here. Obviously you don't really see what's going on. There's no 3D match engine, anything like that. It's literally just a bar down the bottom and a bit of text. Still the Olympic Stadion, so I don't know, do Germany still play Olympic or do they play at Allianz now? I'm not too sure. The Olympic Stadion might still be there. They might play in that a bit more. And we are 1-0 down after what looked like a bright start. The bar was going very much in our favour. They do push forward and run hot. But we equalise, same minute. I think it's Latisse. It is Latisse. We were just talking about him at the start of the game. Fantastic player. Probably one of my favourite all-time Premier League players that isn't an Arsenal player. Certainly up there. We're not seeing a great deal out of some of the players here. So we'll go for the second half. Seaman in goal. I mean, he had a great Euro 96. He scored a couple of penalties in the half. God's sake. We're 2-1 down. I mean, it's only a friendly, so it's not terrible, but we are sort of judging ourselves against teams like Germany when it comes to Euro 96. We're going to have to take on teams like that if we want to try and win it, which obviously we are going to try and do. I'm not sure how much with this save, if we do try and go for the full 30 seasons or a good long step in, I don't know how long we'll stay and we're 3-1 down. I don't know how long we will stay with England if we try and progress to the other tournaments. Maybe we've got World Cup in 4 years, 2 years even, so maybe we try and progress into that. I don't know. This was really just for Euro 96, but we'll see if we can progress that on. It's an interesting kind of side point to it really, but the strikers aren't doing anything. So we're going to bring Righty on for, I mean, Shearer's playing worse of the two. Gareth Southgate, no, the two fullbacks aren't playing amazing. Tony Adams having a bit of a bad game, so we'll bring Southgate in and maybe even dropping down. You can play sweeper, yeah, so maybe dropping down as a sweeper, something that Dr. Benji's been tinkering with, or libero more so in FM this year. And then we might bring Paul Merson on for Gazza's having a shocker. We'll bring him on for Paul Ince because Paul Ince is a bit more defensive. We need goals. $85 minutes. If we can get it back to 3-2, I think it's not amazing, but we could maybe take that as a bit of... Sam has shown the red card, but 90 minutes, so it's a bit irrelevant. And we lose 3-1. Not amazing. Match stats. Yeah, we scored with our only shot on target. It wasn't great. They had 9 shots and 9 on target. So definitely some tinkering to be done with that. Not sure when the next England game is, but we do have, obviously, we'll just play a couple of games. We'll play some of the Roberto Carlos at Inter. Taffarel, I loved him in World Cup 94. Liked to be a bit of a goalkeeper back then in those days as well. Dunga, the captain. We've got Cafu, not even at Roma yet. We've got Leonardo, probably at Milan. No, he's not at PSV, he's not at Milan. They've just signed him, okay. Bebeto, Romario. Ronaldo, strangely, isn't in there. I thought he might be in there. The original R9. Not sure why he's not. Bit of a strange one. I did actually have the opportunity to sign in Rivaldo while he's still in Brazil, but we've went for Graham Tomlinson. Been trying to get this guy. He's like at Man United. They accept the transfer, but he's just not interested in coming to us. So we'll persist with him a little bit longer. We've got Mark McGregor. I think he's a centre back. Yeah, we need another centre back, so we've gone for him. So the next match is against Portugal. I don't know if it's at home or away, but that's the 11th of October. So we've got a bit of a while for that. But we'll play a few league games. We've got a few Wolves games. We'll try and make that in the episode. Then I'll sort of play forward, play a few more games, and then we'll judge it by that basis. So we've got a game against Port Vale on the 9th, so in 2 days' time. How are they doing? Port Vale. They're second. That's why I missed them. Okay, this is going to be a toughie. And with the games that have been played, there's still a few more to be played, but we are down to 6th now. But with 3 points off the top, that's not too bad. But we definitely need a win against... So Mark McGregor's in. Fantastic. Bowyer's been accepted. Let's see, who are we missing? So McCarthy is back, so he's going to come in for Ball. Ball's going to come in onto the bench. We're going to bring McGregor onto the bench as well. I mean, I don't know if we play him... Do we maybe play him over Eric Young? Eric Young's doing okay. Not amazing, but he's doing okay. Still got a few out injured. We're going to go Emblem and Atkins, that's fine. Yeah, we'll stick with that. It's kind of got us some results recently, as we'll probably go and get absolutely thumped by second place Port Vale now. Yeah, I think that's the idea with this series. It's not structured particularly in any particular way. It's going to be play a couple of games on here because they're so fast. You can go a month in. I mean, the time it takes me to record one Foot Manager match, I can probably record a month of CM2. It's absolutely crazy. So we'll do a few, get them played, skip forward a month or two, and then do another, and just go like that. We'll try and blast through the seasons a little bit. So although it's going to be 30 seasons, it's not going to be a huge amount of episodes, I shouldn't think. We can always judge it as well. I can always sort of slow it down, speed it up. It's always there. So boys in your court readers, so just let me know as we go 1-0 down. And the problem is with our bench, we haven't got a great deal that we can do. That is a problem. We have equalised. It's Smith again. He seems to be our best player this year. But well, Leonenko's challenging him, obviously. Or will be challenging him. But Peter Smith has been doing it a little bit longer. We've been there very early on in the season. And a 1-1 draw here wouldn't be the worst. Just a loss would not be very good. Obviously, it never is. Leonenko's having a bit of a stinker. I've built him up to be amazing. What we're going to do, we're going to bring off... I think we might actually have a little bit of a chase of this game. So we're going to go a little bit asymmetric. And then what I do sometimes do is change them to actual wingers rather than cutting in. And maybe go a bit long ball. Just try and pump it out there. We've got Steve Ball, that's what he's going to like. He lives on that sort of... Oh, they scored on the 89th minute. We do let a lot of late last minute goals in, and it's very, very annoying. We don't score too many, but we let a lot in, and we've lost 2-1 there. Probably fairly, to be fair, on the balance of the game. A 2-1 loss there is probably quite fair. So, and now I'm wondering if to go back to 4-4-2. I mean, 4-4-2 was the big tactic back in those days. I think there was something in this game as well where the long ball, direct and passing style, it was based on the size of the club you were. So if your capacity of your stadium was a certain level, I think it works better if you played a certain style. I'm not too sure. I'm going to offer Bowyer in. So again, if we're signing him, he's a centre midfielder, and it means we're going to have to maybe change our approach a little bit, not playing centre defensive midfielders, which I might actually have a look at. We maybe just tweak the tactic a little bit without going full hog. Atkins has played, I mean, he's got a 6.88, but the last couple of games since we changed, I've noticed him doing a little bit better. What we might do though is take Emblem out, who's just not doing very well. Atkins, I think, is our best tackling option. He is. So we'll drop him to come down, and we'll keep Bowyer in this vein. Tony Daly and Mark Rankin, I mean, the wingers just aren't doing it. 5.6. I mean, they're just a waste of space at the moment. They're a waste. We might change them to actual wingers. See what that does. I think we've got a game now today. It goes through so quickly. Sunderland away, 17th in the league they're doing, so they're not doing amazing. So it's a game we can look at, see it's something we should be able to get something from, hopefully. But they've still got good players. And obviously Peter Reid in charge. And we've started off quite well, but we did that against Port Vale and we were 1-0 down pretty quickly. They've got Stephen Glass. I think they signed him. I think he's at Aberdeen at the start of the game. On the next game, he's someone you sign quite regularly. Him and Trevor Sinclair, a player you sign. Oh, Trevor Sinclair from QPR. Could be a winger I look at if we're going to continue with the wingers. And it's half time. Not a great deal has happened for either team. But as long as we don't go 1-0 down. Oh, he lures it in. As long as we don't go 1-0 down, I was about to say we've got a chance, we're in it. But we don't score enough goals, that's the problem. Alright, some changes are afoot, I think. The wingers are just wasting my time at the moment. So we're going to take Mark Rankin off. Put him there. We don't really have anyone else that can step in. We're going to take Tony Daly off. Pop him in there. Do we maybe go 3 at the back? We'll try that. See if this can get something firing. The orange bar did just shoot up very nicely then. And McCarthy, 69 minutes, LOL, lol, 1-1. Sean McCarthy, get in. Oh, we're down to 10 men. I thought it was going to be a penalty or a goal then anyway, but Oh, he scored the free kick. Michael Gray, we mentioned him in episode 1 yesterday, I think, or certainly in one of the recordings we did, and being one of the best left backs in the game, or in the division certainly. And he's come back to bite us, but it looks like the loss is going to be the end. Oh, he should have scored. 90th minute. See, we don't score them in the 90th minute. It just doesn't happen. Danny Murphy come on and played a blinder at an 8. Yep, that'll do. We're going to take Tony Daly off the bench. We are going to put Darren Ferguson in there. Or Jermaine Wright? No, Darren Ferguson. And yeah, we just need another centre back to come back from injury now, and we'll be okay. I don't know who we've got in the cup. Eric Young's obviously going to be suspended for a little bit as well. Bowyer's out injured, of course he is. Oh, I think we've got Arsenal in the Coca-Cola Cup. I think I did see it. Oh, I did see it. Oh, fantastic. How are they doing? 6th. Is it under Arsene Wenger at this stage? No, it's still Bruce Rioch this season. Okay. They are missing David Platt. He's a very good player in this game. How long is he out for? 6 weeks, still quite a while. Dennis Bergkamp. Still got Paul Dickov, John Hartson, Chris Kiwami. I remember we signed him from Ipswich. He was quite a good bit of a goal machine at Ipswich, but just never really got a chance at Arsenal. Ian Wright, legend. Paul Merson, Stephen Hughes, Eddie McGoldrick, Ray Parler, Boldy, Keown Adams, Winterburn, Morrow, Dixon, Seaman. Not expecting too much here. But after 10 minutes, we're still in the game. This isn't obviously Arsenal as we know now. This was kind of the transition period. Obviously, George Graham was removed amid certain accusations. Stuart Houston came in, did okay, got us to another Cup Winners' Cup final. Did lose that one, unfortunately. I don't think he did that well in the league. We didn't get the job in the league. Bruce Rioch, come from Bolton, had a really good couple of seasons at Bolton. Got to the Coca-Cola Cup final, I think, lost to Liverpool. Got the Arsenal job. He did quite well at Arsenal, to be fair. But then Wenger come in, just transformed everything, and that's kind of where we are now. Sort of, was it like 20 odd years later, as we get another red card. What is going on? 57 minutes, we're going to capitulate now, I'm sure. In fact, I just realised I didn't change it. We're going to change just back to a back 4. And we'll put, was it Mazzala? I can't remember which one it is, Mazzala or Carrilero, one of the two. The new foot manager role. Play them across just to cover the wide areas. Another warning. Another set piece leads to another goal against us, as Paul Merson obviously scores and puts Arsenal in the lead. And we're going to be out the Coca-Cola. Oh, it's 2 legs. Okay. Round 2. So Arsenal not even getting in at round 3. We get them straight at round 2. Absolutely disgusting. I guess because Arsenal weren't a European team back then. I don't think it was either side of the Cup Winners' Cup, and before the Champions League football started appearing, the UEFA Cup football started appearing. I don't think they're in any cups. But 2-0. I mean, we're out. We're not going to. An away goal here would give us a really long shot chance, but I mean 2-0 is not the worst, but we're not going to. But if we keep getting red cards, nothing's going to happen. He was playing an 8 at that point until he got sent off. So what we'll do, we'll probably just play till the end of September, I think. I want to try and keep these videos a little bit shorter than Neil Warnock's been made Birmingham manager from Plymouth. I want to try and keep them less than. I mean, the first video obviously was like half an hour. We got Norwich who are 23rd. I mean, if we don't win this one, we've got McGregor back. We're going to chuck him on the bench. Bowyer's still out, unfortunately. In fact, we're going to change Emblem to Buechele. And yeah, since we changed, we're not really seeing much. Well, since we come live, we're not seeing much from Lienko and McCarthy, are we? We've got 1 goal from McCarthy. Hopefully we can get Lienko should score. But we need a win here just to put this right. We need to get our first win, I think, on camera. Have we had one? I don't think so. And Thompson, he scores on 22 minutes. I think I saw Akinbaye playing for Norwich. I do remember him playing for Norwich as a very young man. before he beefed up and missed chances for fun for Leicester. Lienenko, we should score again. It's a double save from Murphy. Darren Eady's at Norwich. He went on. He normally gets signed. I'm surprised he's still there. He normally gets signed pretty early on. Probably more so in the next game. Wolf Fox is probably still there. Who else was at Norwich? There was the other striker. I can't remember his name. Alec Bay, Jamie Curtin did. We'll have a look at the team next. Danny Mills is a sweeper apparently. Spencer Pryor, John Polston, Neil Adams, I think went on to manage them, didn't he? I think Jed Brannan, Darren Eady. Surprised he's not doing very well. Brian Gunn was very much the number one for years at Norwich in the 90s. I mean, do we have a little bit of a change again? It's going to change shape again. It's just getting me thinking. 10-5. I mean, we should be winning that more than 1-0 really there. Defence. Yeah, I mean, we're doing okay. A lot of shots off target, which is a little bit concerning. Not sure what I can do with that really. I can't turn off long shooting. We expect a higher league position. Okay, we are 10th. I guess they expect me around about this point, but I mean points wise we're quite a way off. Certainly the top, but it's chopping and changing quite a lot. So if we can get probably a couple more games. Yeah, we got it again. Bowyer's back. That's good. We got Southend. Here you go, Ted. This is for you. I mentioned him in the first episode, but look at all this red injuries. Yeah, so we're 20th in the league, Southend. Hopefully we can get another result here. I've got a feeling Alvin Martin might be there. He did play for them in one of the games. It might be next season's game. He left West Ham, I think, and went to Southend, and I think he became manager at some point as well for them. But 20 minutes gone. We've had till this one. We've had most of the shots, but it hasn't sort of come to anything concrete or a lead or anything yet. I used to love these old backdrops, the wallpapers and the pictures in the background as well, the old grounds and stuff like that. We're not seeing enough of these guys up top. 20 minutes to go. I'm going to change them back. Going to push them much further forward. Going to drop him back. I'm going to get him pushing forward. See if that changed anything. We'll maybe go back. We'll go to long ball. Draw here would be a very disappointing result. We need to start picking up some wins again. I mean, I'll take a. I was about to say I'll take a bumbling 1-0. Ronnie Whelan. He's got to be. He's got to be getting on a bit. Yeah, I'd have taken a bumbling 1-0 win there, but it wasn't to be. Didn't make any changes again. I don't really feel that our bench gives us much of an opportunity to change too much. Yeah, it's a poor result. We did say we were going to look at Norwich, didn't we? Where are they? If you go to the table, down the bottom somewhere. Now bottom. Who have they got? Akinbaye, Robert Fleck. I can't remember who it was I was thinking of. Jeremy Goss, Keith O'Neill, Dale Such, Mark Bowen, Mike Phelan, Man United assistant manager, of course. Don't know Johnny Wright, Spencer Pryor, Bradshaw. Yeah, they sold it. Who's it I'm thinking of? Have they sold him? No, the Raw Fox isn't there. He's already gone. Who was I thinking of? Sutton was there for a bit. There was another striker. They had Bellamy. Is he maybe a bit young to be on the game yet? So that's really not good enough, that result. So what do? I mean, do we go back to 4-4-2? We'll try and cut some of these tactical bits out or shorten them and crop them a little bit. Bowyer, Atkins, I think that's probably about right. It's probably the best we can do. So Eric Young does have to come out. McGregor's going to come in. Venus slots onto the bench. And we'll see what this can do against an okay Charlton side, but slightly weakened in their defence certainly. And we do grab a goal after 6 minutes. It was a player beginning with A. I didn't see it. Was it Atkins maybe then, I guess? Atkins grabs on after 6 minutes. And Lienenko grabs on 11. So maybe this is the way to play. The 4-4-2, going back to basics. It was the main tactic back in those days. The 90s, the 4-4-2. Everyone was playing it. A couple of teams started switching in a 3-5-2, 5-3-2, whatever you want to call it. But it's before the days of 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-2-1 and 4-3-3. It was... I've tried working them on these games. They don't really work. It just doesn't happen. Prove me wrong if you like. Give it a try. Let me know. Show me your progress. Put me a picture on Twitter or something if you do get it working as we go get one pulled back against us. Jones, not sure who that is. So maybe we'll do that with England as well. It gives us a chance to put a few different sort of players into the team as well. Smith gets another goal. He's definitely been our best player this season. So consistent. And McCarthy 4-1. Yep, we're getting goals. This is the way forward. So we do maybe look at McCarthy 5-1 on half an hour. Yep, 4-4-2 is all we needed. So we'll stick with that. But I think we do need to maybe look at improving the wingers in that case. And we actually probably need another couple as well, because we've only got one on each side. Sean Newton there not playing. Who scored their goal? Keith Jones. Don't really remember him. Roger Freestone, I think he played for Watford as well. Maybe it was after that. Sturgis. Bradley Allen, I think he was one of the Allen brothers, played for QPR in that year. David White, I think played for Man City, Leeds, Palace here, maybe afterwards. Might be a different one, not too sure. But we'll give it maybe a little bit longer. We will make some changes just to try and save some more injuries to key players happening, as they do pull one back. So maybe not just yet. And they pull another one back, 5-3. So yeah, not done just yet, is it? We get number 6. That's what we needed. But Peter Garland's not playing. He was their top scorer. I wonder if he's injured. A hat-trick for McCarthy. That's what we want to see. Fantastic. Back amongst the goals. And Rankin finally does something from the right. One of our wingers finally delivers a goal or something or other. I thought Linenko was going to get his second, then just to take a little bit of shine off from McCarthy. McCarthy gets man of the match. Daly with a 9, Rankin for 9. That's what we want to see. Andy Thompson at left back, the only one really not performing in that game, and probably not performing in general. I mean, 4 assists there in general for Tony Daly. None for Mark Rankin before today. I assume them stats are before today. 7-3. There we go. Puts us up to 6th. That should help the goal difference out a bit as well. 19-15 now. So we obviously conceded more goals than we scored at that point before that game. 19. Well, I mean, we're a good 9 points off Leicester at top. We have got 2 games in hand on them though, so it's swung back the other way. We're now the team with a few games in hand on some teams. A couple have got 1 on us, but I mean, Leicester have played 14. I don't even know how that's happening. The bottom 4 currently looks like 4 go down at this stage. So it's Norwich, Birmingham, Ipswich and Southend. So both the Anglian clubs going down. An Essex club and Midlands as it stands. A couple on the cusp. A couple like London fringes. London for Millwall, Yorkshire. Yeah, quite interesting thing. So let's have a look at the Premier League tables, how that's going. So Leeds are still top. Man United down in 6th. Valdir, okay. Still got Cantona. Oh, he's listed now, Graham Tomlinson. I don't think he was listed before. So what we'll do, we're going to end this episode here because it's now 11:30. I'm going to play October, and then we'll probably come back at some point in November. We'll see how we're doing, what's happening, what's going on. We'll try and make a few more transfers. Like I say, we need to look at the wingers. We've got Graham Tomlinson. We've got 30 players. We need to shift a few out as well. So we'll take a look at that. So yeah, until next time, episode 3. If you've enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed the series, drop a like on it. Please drop a sub to my channel if you haven't already. All that good stuff. Any comments, like I say, stuff I've mentioned through the game. If you want to have put your comment in, your opinion in as well, and answer any of the questions that I've sort of raised during the process of this episode, let me know as well. But yeah, until next time, episode 3, which I'm hoping I'm going to be trying to upload the first one tomorrow, so Monday. Recording on Saturday, recording on Sunday, trying to get it on Monday. I'm hoping if I can get far enough ahead, I can start, maybe get these out certainly until FM19 comes out. I can try and get these out 5 days a week, hopefully. If I can get the rendering and the editing all on point and working, functioning. I'm probably not going to go in the gym this week because I'm still bunged up. You can probably hear it in my voice. Then hopefully we can go 5 days a week on this until FM19 drops, and then we'll slow it down a little bit. But yeah, until next time for episode 3, when we see what's happened in October and how we get on in November live. And I think we've got an England game in that time as well, so we might even jump back just at the England game. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you later. Take care.